Hi everyone, this is Alert Day Trading. The purpose of this video and the videos I make is to journal my trades, notice any mistakes I'm making, see if there's any corrections I could be doing. And so today I took a few trades, so I'm going to just go over them really quickly. Today ended up being a really good day according to my plan. Had a couple mistakes that I should easily be able to fix. They're minor mistakes, so that's a good thing. Nothing too big. So, like I said, really easy to fix. Let's go over those quick mistakes really quickly, so that hopefully you can learn from my mistakes. And then I'm gonna go over the trades that worked out really well as well. So the first trade I took today was BBIG, and I took two trades on this one, and the second trade I'm okay with, even though it ended up being a losing trade. But the first trade was the mistake I made. So I'm really trying, well, not trying, but I've decided that I'm not going to be trading the 1 minute time frame anymore. And so I noticed this stock breaking up above the, let's see, this is about the 780s mark. This red line I had here, this was I guess technically it's after hours from yesterday. Or actually this is pre-market. So pre-market high, and as it broke above, I was waiting for the pullback. So I like to now primarily trade starting with the 3 minute time frame. And so I kind of was excited about this one just because of the volume. Was really high. This is a stock that's trading, currently it's at 320%. So, it's got a lot of attention. And so I thought that this one was quite promising. But I guess the FOMO creeped in, and I ended up entering on the 1 minute time frame, which, like I mentioned, I'm really trying to not do. I've been really good about it about the last week or 2 weeks. And it's been actually kind of nice not having to trade with the 1 minute. I find that my trading is more relaxed. I can plan my trades better and not just jump into trades like I did in this one. So that's at least for me. Everyone's different. Some people might actually really be into the 1 minute style, but I'm going to take a break from it for now. So that's the rule that I broke today. We did get kind of close to taking profits on it, but it ended up being a loser. I stuck to my stop loss and stuck to my risk amount. So really the only rule I broke in this case is the 1 minute, using the 1 minute chart. And the second trade I took on BBIG ended up being a loser as well. But like I said, it followed my plan. The only thing that I wasn't crazy about is, you can see we're starting kind of a downtrend here, but we were consolidating at the EMA. So I thought there was promise for possibly a continuation. So I felt okay entering the trade. But as you can see, once I entered the trade, it just went sideways. I did raise my stop loss, not to my original stop loss, just because since it was taking so long, I wanted to be a little tighter on it. I was considering also to sell at break even right around here, but I didn't act quick enough on that. So, because my idea was, if I kind of break even, take really, really small loss, basically break even, And then I was looking at the 5-minute is kind of similar to the 3-minute chart. But then I was looking at the longer time frames. Here's the 10-minute, and then I think even the 15 might have been even cleaner than the 10-minute. And so I was thinking, okay, I'll sell at my original position and I'll put an order to buy above this candle in case we do get that continuation. And within maybe 10 or 20 seconds of me thinking of that, we had this, huge sell-off. So I did end up getting stopped out about under this candle. Was really close to just breaking even on that trade and then just possibly re-entering on the 15-minute chart. But like I mentioned, we did get this huge candle right here. So I did take a loss on it. I took less than my risk amount because I did raise my stop loss a little bit. So that was also kind of a good thing, taking a smaller loss. Yeah, pretty much pleased with that trade, even though it was a losing trade. So then the next trade I took was on F, which is Ford. And I've actually been holding some shares. I entered this trade yesterday at 1050, 1051. And we're currently, the high we reached today was 1215. So I currently have some position in that. I have a couple trailing stop loss orders, which is actually getting triggered right now, a couple of them, because those original shares I'm still holding, but I did re-enter today as the stock was breaking up above these levels, 1140s. This was the pre-market high. And here we had a pullback in the open, and I almost got stopped out on those shares that I've had from yesterday. But as you can see, it turned around and broke above these highs that makes me interested. And I waited for the first pullback on the 3-minute chart. Here's your pullback, and I put in the order right here to buy. And I entered with new shares. As you can see, we went from 1185 to 1215, so that's a 30-cent move. I had a 10-cent risk, so that ended up being a risk to reward of 1 to 3. Although once we get to my second profit target, I then utilize a trailing stop loss. Just so I don't have to kind of keep raising my orders, because I feel pretty confident that once I reach 2 profit targets, we have good potential for, maybe 3, 4, 5. It varies. So once we reached the 1205 mark, I put in a stop loss. I put a trailing stop loss. I put 2. I put 1 at the 1 risk level, and then the second one at the 2nd risk level. So my first profit target, first trailing stop is going to be about 10 cents below the high, and then the second one is about 20 cents. So if we reached 1215, my first trailing stop got triggered at 1205 ish, I can give or take a couple cents, and then the second trailing stop is about 1295. So basically I'm guaranteeing that the rest of my shares will be profitable, but I'm also in a way hoping for a bigger move. So yeah, the only downside to that is I didn't end up selling at the high at the 1215 mark. That would have been my third profit target. So that would have been nice. But like I said, I'm looking for even bigger moves. So if we get to 1215, then I'll end up having a trailing stop. I'm sorry, if we get to 1225, I'll have a trailing stop at 1215, and then I'll end up getting that third profit target, but we just didn't get it. So I ended up stopping out on my new shares for today. But that's okay. I still have shares from yesterday. I have a wider stop loss on those, just because, let's see, my entry was at 1050 and my risk yesterday was at 15 cents. So we're up to 12.15. So if we do the math on that, so 12.15 minus 10.51, let's just call it 50. That's 165, $1.65 move. I was risking 15 cents. So that's a risk to reward of 1 to 11. So that's kind of going back to my ideas that once we reach 2 profit targets, we have good potential for a bigger move. So instead of selling at every risk level, I just put that trailing stop, and we reached a high of 12.15. So the high is a 1 to 11 risk to reward. But with my trailing stop, I'm not going to get that high. I'm going to maybe end up selling out at maybe a risk to reward of 1 to 8 or 1 to 6. But still, that's really good in my book. And if the trade continues, eventually the trade will be, I'm hypothetically speaking now, but it could turn into a 1 to 20 risk to reward, and then I'll end up selling at maybe 1 to 15 risk to reward, or 1 to 10 risk to reward. So, which is all really good. So right now I'm just in the mode of maximizing the profits. I'm already taken profits. I'm happy with the profits I took yesterday. I'm also happy with the profits I took today. So now I'm just seeing how much more I can take. So that's pretty much it. I did enter a trade using the daily chart I actually took a trade on FUTU. So I'm actually currently in this trade as well. I just remembered. And this one, it was breaking above its all-time highs. I took 2 trades on this one with the daily chart. So if we look at the daily chart, here you can see we're breaking above these all-time highs. And then there was a daily pullback right here yesterday. And as we broke above this level, I'm in the trade. So this is kind of the swing trade, not necessarily a day trade. I put my stop loss below there. So we'll see how that goes. But the day trade I took on it today is, as we broke above the all-time high, which is this red line, because this is the daily chart, which doesn't really include the pre-market or aftermarket levels. So when I day trade, I use the pre-market and the aftermarket levels, which you can see right here. So as we broke above these levels, that's when I got interested. And I think I used the 3-minute chart on that one. And here is, actually, no, I didn't use the 3-minute. I used I have to kind of double check here. Let me just see. It might be one of the larger time frames. Yeah, the 15-minute, that's right. So here you can see we broke above the levels, had a pullback, and then there is the entry. So we entered around 97.20 cents, 97.30s, with a stop loss at 95.95. So it's about $1.25.30. So 97.20, $1.35 would be about 98.50s, which we are currently at right now. So I did get that one profit target. And when I was entering this trade, I was already profitable on the day. So I pretty much just kind of put my stop loss at break even. And if I make any profits on this trade, that's just going to add to my profits on the day. So I'm currently profitable at the moment. So Before I close up, I'm probably just going to put a trailing stop loss and let it see how far we can go. If we break above $100, that's a really good sign. And if we go back to my break even level, I'll end up breaking even on the remainder of my shares. Like I mentioned, I did take profits already. So this trade is already going to be profitable. So that's it for today. Just to remind you, the purpose of this video and the videos I make is to journal my trades, talk about mistakes I'm making, talk about corrections I could be making. If you can learn from any of my mistakes, any of my corrections, that is definitely a positive, and good luck.